How did you come to do the murals at Prestongrange Museum? How did that come about?
I think it started when Andrew Crummy was given this mural to do, the Prestongrange man, and it went doing very well. And so the powers that be decided that they liked more murals, and the ideal place to put them was the old boarded up windows of the old mining museum, the pithead baths, just to because they were just old pieces of wood. So 21 in total, 4 of them metal sheets, and we decided to do a little series of simple murals, mostly to be viewed by the road, to kind of give the place a little bit more something, so that people could see simply that there was activity, that it was in fact a museum, that it was a live place as opposed to something derelict, and that was the reason. So over the summer, me and some of my friends and the people from the art class that I teach, we all got together and bashed away at it. And finally, we got there, got them finished.
And how do you feel with the result? Are you happy with the result?
Yeah, very. There's, I think everyone's quite delighted with what we managed to produce in a small period of time. It's quite exciting. It was a lot of fun, which is important, and yeah, we tried to make the images varied and as exciting as we can within the remit, which was simply to show that this place did a number of different things, from the coal side of it to the bricks and the pottery, glass, then there's the salt, so we've just kind of, and the brewery as well, I guess. So all those things took place here and hereabouts, and we wanted to show that, and of course in conjunction with Morrison's Harbour, which was Morrison's Haven, which was direct across the road. So we tried to encapsulate all of that in nice, big, simple images that were more like posters really than murals, although there are 2 larger ones that are more like murals. But and everyone seems to be really happy with them, so hopefully it can lead to more things for the Murals organisation and the mining museum.
And in your background, is there anything that personally links you to the site and to the murals themselves?
There is, yeah. It was my mum's father and his father and all his brothers, really. Well, a lot of them were actually worked here. So my grandfather worked here, his brother worked here, 2 of his brothers in fact, and his dad, I believe, came from somewhere else to work here, and so they were really a mining community family who worked here. Even his son, in fact, my uncle, ended up working here as well, and the brickworks, I believe, which would have been in maybe the 50s or something like that, if they were still going at the time. And in fact, one of his brothers, aged 12, working here as a child, actually died here in the crusher, I believe. So some sadness, but essentially, yeah, my family were part of this place. So, and I've grown up here all my life. I mean, I'm from Prestonpan, so I would come down here on hikes and playing on BMXs down here and run about and climb on things when you could. It's a lot safer now, but at the time it was maybe a little bit more exciting for kids. But it was, yes, I've known the place my whole life, so I guess it's a part of me.
And have you shown any of this in any of the murals?
Yeah, the main mining mural, which is on the right hand side of the building. It's not viewable from the road, but that is that's about primarily the Prestongrange as a mine, and like I said, I had family who worked here, so I've incorporated an image of my papa and his brother and their mum, and they're chalk black, sitting having a cigarette, and mum standing proudly with her 2 sons. So I've incorporated that in one of the images, and also my dad's dad, my grandfather, worked at mines as well. And when the mine closed down, I believe at Newbattle, he was given the pointer which is part of the, I believe, the system of knowing how many men or how much weight was coming up in the lift shaft. I'm not sure if it was in Newbattle or somewhere else, but it's a brass pointer, kind of looks like some kind of old sword thing, and that was something that was given to my father, and we've now allowed it to be hopefully put on view in Prestongrange Mining Museum, and I've incorporated that in the image as well. So it is quite personal for me. Yeah.
Okay. And the other large mural of the harbour, etc., on the other side of the bathhouse, what were your thoughts on that while you were composing that?
Yeah, well, like I said, it was important. There's two larger windows that are about 5 times the size of the other little murals, which are essentially just posters, and we've done them in a style so that they could hark back almost to workers' unions, even sort of like Russian images of and all that kind of thing. So it's sort of like pop art, but then taking a stage back, so that it was almost like propaganda for working hard or something. So we've played with some of the images and some of the colours, but we have kept them quite simple. But the idea was to make them quite bold and strong, so that it was like a certain amount of pride in the working class element was taking place within the images, just as something that could be read into them, not something that was particularly had to be read into them. But there was an image and an idea that we played with sort of strong, big, bold images. And what we've done is for the two bigger murals, we've incorporated those images into them, but they're 5 times the size. So what we've done is we've added other images, almost like a mild form of storytelling within the murals, to incorporate all the facets, all the images of the place as a whole, because it was a glasswork and a pottery and salt and so on and so forth. So there was a lot of things happening here, bricks and the coal as well. So we've tried to encapsulate all of that in the two other murals, which are quite simple, but like I said, I've used images from my family's past and more simplistic images. And for the Morrison's Haven one, which is viewable from the road because it faces Morrison Haven, which is right there, the old harbour that was there, that used to trade all these things, used to be bigger than Leith in fact. And so we've just used simple images of the haven itself, the boats that came in, miners sitting playing cards just outside it. What else is in it? Then there's the actual sort of images of that I've used to encapsulate the mine, which is the big red wheel, and the brickwork, which is the diamond shape. And because coal was known as, the coal was known as black diamond, and so on and so forth. So these images are all inside it, as well as seagulls in the sky, and lots of simple images that we've used simply to encapsulate what the Morrison's Haven, before that it was known as Aitchison's Haven, was all about. There's an awful lot of history here, and but we've tried to keep it simple so that when you go past in your car on the road, you see it as something reasonably bright and colourful, but you see that something's going on anyway.